a magical city where the friends you make are friends for life. It's Barcelona. It's in Spain.
One dive is left, and Scott Doney is the leader over Chuck Wade, with Morris Evans and Jeffrey still in contention. And Scott Doney getting ready for that final dive. He will be the last man to take the board. He's playing a little Nintendo over there to relax a little bit. He doesn't feel the pressure at all. In fact, diving last, that doesn't bother him a bit.
Normally, I like to be sort of in the middle of the pack, you know, so that I'm not distracted by the other divers doing great dives right in front of me. But I think from a perspective as far as scoring, the judges' scores just get higher straight through, you know, from the first diver to the 12th diver, the guy who won the prelims. So it's an advantage in a way because the judges' scores are higher then, but at the same time, that's when all the pressure is.
Big dive for Chris Mantilla, back 1.5 somersaults, 3.5 twist. He was doing it well in practice. He needs to do it very well here. A super finish to a great day for Chris Mantilla. I think he's happy to be done with this whole list of dives. He fell off the platform just a little bit here, so it's just maybe a little bit slow, but he does a good job getting it down. This is the potential for American diving.
Good scores for Chris Mantilla. He'll be 16 in a week. He'll never forget this first national, and we'll never forget him. I'm sure we'll be hearing about him for many years to come.
His mama ought to be proud. I know she's sitting at home watching, and how can't you love that face? What a great effort. Chuck Wade, another big dive, back 3.5 somersaults.
Hoping for the gold.
He is tough! What a dive! Wow! When we were in Cuba, he was training on the 10-meter, and he looked pretty good over there, but most people think of him as a springboard diver. What an effort today! The hardest dive almost done today, and he has the guts to drill it in the last round. Right in the water. Unbelievable.
Well, he competed in all 3 events here. He was 7th in the 1-meter, 10th on the 3-meter, but has he ever put the pressure on Scott Doney with those scores? Doney with 1 dive left and the gold medal still at stake.
Patrick Jeffrey, same dive as Chris Mantilla, back twister. Not possible to win the gold medal at this point. But a solid finish for Pat Jeffrey. I'm sure he's proud of himself. It's been a long summer, and I think he's officially on vacation, at least for a few weeks now. He has one of the best twisting mechanics in the country. People know him for his twisters, nice and tight, spinning on one axis, right in the water. You can see his hands separate underwater, no splash. Solid finish for Pat Jeffrey.
And Jeffrey already with the springboard title at 3 meters in his pocket. Be happy to complete a fine summer of competition.
Back 3.5. He could drill this dive. Close, very close. Not quite what Chuck was able to do, but I'm sure that Edward Morris will be happy with that back 3.5. He made a very good comeback today in this competition. Nice solid jump there off the platform, maybe just a touchback, kicks out. All he needed to do was stay tight, and he pulled his head in a little on the bottom and went over, but a good job for Edward Morris.
And the fine competition for him as well. Not expected to be this high in contention in the final round, and very respectable numbers.
Pat Evans' last dive, inward 3.5 in the tuck position. Again, this could be a great dive. These guys are not giving a point away in this last round. They're trying to make up every single point they can inch out of this platform. I'm sure he'll be pleased with that as a last dive performance for the competitive year of 1991. Look at this dive. He comes out, goes right in the water. What an incredible effort on his part. I'm sure his coach, Charlie Casuto, there is happy that he finished this list.
That should be good enough to get him a medal. And here's Scott Doney. He needs 76.5 points, about to average at 8 on this dive in order to win the gold medal.
Scott Doney is capable of 8s on this dive. He needs to find the bottom of this dive. There's your winner! You can see him underwater, his hand in a fist, saying, I did it, I won my first nationals, Mom. What a great day for Scott Doney, a man whose foot was in a cast 5 months ago. He came into my office, he had a long face on. What a great comeback and a great day for Scott Doney.
And he had to do it under pressure, too. He had to pull out that dive in order to take the championship, and a victory lap for Scott Doney. He was born in Italy when his dad was in the Army. Now he's United States champion. And you mentioned his mom. His mother, Judy Doney, is U.S. Diving's vice president for the senior program. She's here today, and what a well-respected victory for Scott Doney, who felt the pressure in his final dive and came through big time.
Oh, Scott, what a super job. What a great dive. He gets right into the twist here. He turns right into the twist. Perfect distance from the platform. This is a gold medal dive. Comes around, looks at the bottom, in the water, and he knows it the split second he's underwater. I'm sure his mother is down there with her arms around her son. This crowd erupted when he hit the water.
Very popular victory, and it came down to the final dive, the absolute final dive of the competition. And Scott Doney was able to pull it out after Chuck Wade had applied the pressure.
I think, in my opinion, Scott Doney has arrived to diving.
Well, he certainly is back after missing 5 months due to that injury. He takes the gold medal on the 10-meter platform diving, 562.68, with Wade a close second and Evans coming from back in the pack to claim the bronze. Now let's go down to Randy with the gold medalist.
Thank you very much, Tom. Your first national championship. Congratulations. You knew you needed 8s on that dive, a little extra pressure, but you enjoy that, don't you?
I didn't know what I needed, but I'm just overwhelmed. I can't believe it. It's great.
You told us when we talked to you a couple of days ago that you wanted to prove to people you were back. Yesterday you said you got on the verge of awesome. Today you found awesome.
Yeah. I missed a couple dives in the middle, you know. I guess I had to make it interesting, but I came through in the end, so I'm happy. Please.